Hi guys, today is I think day 28. If you are new to my channel, please start with the first day, which I think is day 4. I go into detail about like tapering, the doses I was on, and for how long. I kind of go into more detail. So if you want to know all of that good stuff, go ahead and go to the first video. For those of you who have been with me for a while, thank you so much for being here on my crazy, very uncomfortable journey. I'm making this video before the housekeeper gets here. I feel like I'm kind of in a weird place. I feel like I wake up with a lot on my mind. My hair's all wet. It's really hard to put into words how I'm feeling. I'm very impatient, because I'm just so uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable, like I'm getting headaches. I still feel like I'm walking on a boat, which is very uncomfortable. I feel sad. And I wonder if that's just me kind of feeling stuck in this. Like when you get a cold or the flu, you know it's gonna run its course in X amount of days. 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops. But you know relatively quick you're gonna be, good. For me, the hardest part with this journey is feeling better one day and feeling worse the next, feeling better one day, feeling worse the next. The hardest part is not being able to be 100% in control of my body. And I think that's, the light is coming in. I think for me, that's always been a huge factor. So like when I would drink in my 20s, if I didn't have control of my body, I would start to have anxiety. Well, not anxiety, because I never had anxiety besides being pregnant or delivering. But in my head, when my body wasn't responding, it made me feel worried. Not the anxiety feel, but just, I gotta go to sleep so I can wake up and this can wear off kind of feel. That's kind of how I feel when I can't do what I need to do and my body's not working. Not knowing when things are gonna relatively get better. I'm trying to just be like go with the flow, but not knowing when things are really gonna start turning around. That's what, when I wake up, that's kind of the thought, and I can't really control it because I'm half asleep. I just wake up and I'm like, I have to do this and I have to do that and this has to happen and that has to happen and my kids are asking for this and they want to go here and they want to do this, and it's just really overwhelming when you can't be 100%. Like I would say I'm at 50%. So the fact that I'm at 50%, picked my daughter up and she's like, can we go to this store and get this for my friend's birthday tomorrow and do this and that? And then I pick up my son and he's like, my friend's birthday's tomorrow, can we do this? And I'm like, just feel overwhelmed. Normally that situation would have been easy peasy, not a problem. And then my son this morning, can we go to the bank and so I can get some to take him here after school? And I just was like, no. not today. And it makes me really sad. And I'm trying to be gentle with myself and try to relax, but when you have people who count on you and rely on you, and you know you're being very impatient, it hurts. That's kind of where my biggest struggle is my husband's alarm went off at 5:30, and even if I could only do once or twice a week, even once, I would turn off his alarm and take her, even if it was once a week or whatever. And I just felt so bad because he's so tired, and he says, I'm just so worn out. And it's hard not being able to help because your mind is just so fried, and it feels fried. At least I'm able to get some sleep now. Like my head was hurting last night, and my husband's like, lay here, put the pillow on his lap and was like, lay here, and he was rubbing my head, and it feels nice, but like after a while it started like, let me know if you guys felt this way. After a while it feels like any touch is uncomfortable. Hypersensitivity, I think. So any touch is uncomfortable, and I'm trying to think of how everything is going and how everything feels, and I'm trying to put it into words. It's so difficult to put into words, because when you tell somebody I got a cold, they're like, oh, okay, and what are your symptoms? Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I got the flu, what are your symptoms? Oh, okay. Everybody's experienced it. But when you say I'm in withdrawal, every withdrawal is different, and not everybody experiences it. Like my dad has never experienced it. My husband has never experienced it. My sister, they're all super, really, really supportive. They're my rock. But they've never experienced it. So it's hard to put into words when somebody doesn't go through it. Like doctors don't, if they don't go through it, they tell you on 1 milligram of Xanax, oh, just cut the pill in half and stop taking it. You'll be fine. Like with my 2 milligrams of Valium, the doctor at the rehab was like, oh, just cut it in half. And then 2 days later, just stop taking it. And then he said, you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine. And the fact that there's not enough around withdrawal, like I've read some of your guys' comments about how doctors have just taken you off of it, which if that happened to me, I would have found a different doctor. Like some people, they're like, my doctor took me off of it, and I'm like a year in. If my doctor pulled me off of it, I would have been right on the phone finding another doctor and being like, hey. I would have never just, I don't know how people can deal with that. That would be horrific. And then pharmacies, I've heard people tell me that pharmacies are not filling prescriptions, and that was a big reason why I got off. I was afraid of doctors pulling me off. I was afraid of pharmacies not filling it. At first it worked really well, the amitriptyline and I was on Klonopin and then Valium. And at first it worked really well, and then I was noticing I was having to take really harsh sleep aids because it was giving me insomnia. And I didn't realize back then it's so hard to go day to day feeling like this. It's so hard. I don't know. I know it gets better, but when you're in it, it feels overwhelming. It does. The simplest task, literally the simplest task, feels so heavy. Like, I wax my daughter's eyebrows and mine and do her lips and stuff. And I did my eyebrows and her eyebrows yesterday, and everything feels so heavy and so much. And I can't wait for the day where I wake up and I feel like I can just breathe and lay there and enjoy it. Because right now it's like my brain won't shut off and I feel guilty. I know that that's a common thing with people in withdrawal, is just guilty of the people around them and not helping and all of that. So much for, oh, you're on a low dose of Valium, just stop taking it. You'll be fine. Almost 30 days in and still struggling. I don't know. I want that magic pill that I can take and boom, be okay. I do. I want that. All right, guys. I don't really know how to put into words anymore, but if you've been through it, you understand. I'll talk to you tomorrow.